I think it's just about that time.
Well, how close to that time do you think it is?
It's really close.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
What he said, the Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. We were here really early in the studio today, and now I feel like I'm not prepared. We're almost on time, which is totally unheard of. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. What do they say? It says, read the cards. Promoting the use and distributing information about the old tube radios on your 11-meter citizen band radio service. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair of what is the Old Tube Radio Network since we started this back in, the mid-1980s. I think we're coming up on 40 years, a place to kind of jump off of whatever channel you were on back at the time when people were actually on channels on the radio and drive your radio around the block, like the old Fins and Chrome with the cars, and jump in and make sure it worked and do all that stuff. And then also give people an idea of what it might have sounded like back in the day, whatever that means. Back in that day when, if you weren't around, CB was kind of a different feel. It was the social media of the time. And maybe you'd watch your favorite TV show, Bonanza, or whatever was on Saturday evening, and turn it off, and the CB radio would be sitting right there in the living room, and you'd have a 5-minute chat and do whatever you did. So anyway, with all that said, let me stop talking and grab a few early check-ins. The band has been super quiet. We had some skip. The sun went down. The skip went away. And we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll be lucky and get the north, south, east skip, tropo skip, get some check-ins. But in the meantime, just a reminder that no funny hat, secret handshakes. You don't even have to have a radio to stop by. Say hello, whether it's on the video side or the audio side at oldtuberadio.net, or even better, right here locally at 27085 Channel 11. Who needs an early check-in? Over.
24.
24. We've got you, Joseph. Thanks for stopping by.
56.
And thank you for letting me say the tagline. Thank you for making me the straight man, or being the straight man tonight. 56, just for kicks, has got an X and the square over.
Thank you, Dennis. 650.
650. We will make sure that 650 is in there.
Thank you.
We'll be doing the direct-to-net roll call. You will see up above my, right shoulder up there. There will be checked in. So if you don't think I called you, look for the number and the fact that it got checked in. After the roll call, we will be chatting with, hopefully, some of the classic tube radios from our local collectors, and maybe near and far out if the skip happens to come in and hear the sound of tube radio-ness.
195 checking in.
From beautiful Coarse Gold, where it was another great day today. I'm not sure if we got rain coming up in the week, but we're enjoying it now. 195. Jim, I've got you checked in. Over.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I'm checking my receiver to make sure we've got enough oomph in the item of interest. Let me head over to the control item of interest, and let's go up to 00. I don't know if he knows that he is 00. Now, OBP mentioned that he got a new meter on his radio, and is it true? You're still S9? Over? Okay, yeah, all the meters are stuck. Well, if they're going to be stuck, that's a good place. So this is easy. We've got 00, and of course SWL1 and SWL number 2 that's actually 00, and 1 and 2 were the guys. They sort of put this thing all together ever so long ago and said, hey, let's Let's go down to channel 11 and crank up the tube radios. Turn the plate modulation up to 105% asymmetrical, and there it was. SWL number 3. I saw Rob today at the swap meet it was a combination of the Fresno Amateur Radio Club and the Clovis Amateur Radio Pioneers. So it was good to see Rob out there. Got him checked in as well. SWL 5 is Levon. Yeah, he's right there from his appearance over at Old Radio Night. Who got the big wheel spin tonight? I'll have to go back over there. We'll be checking in with JT and the gang very soon. SWL 7. 7. There's a net control guy. He is checking in on the video. I do believe I saw you waving. Yes. Next, we are going to SWL 9. That would be the Dirt Dog 982. Proxy for Mr. Dirt Dog. Not a problem. Easy to do. SWL 10 and or 30. I will look for the Jumping Dolphins. We are listening in for the Northern Idaho Skip, which is usually a good thing when it happens. It might happen tonight. We'll see who else is out there in a little bit. Looks like we got a big crowd tonight. SWL 11 and SWL 12. Up in the, how did you guys, you got the big tickets, they let you up in the front row tonight. Not that you shouldn't be there, but usually you're up around the balcony, throwing stuff down at me. You are looking good. Dapper Dan looking good. He's got the Heathkit polished up. I noticed his Heathkit meter is at S9 and good modulation. That's a good place for it to be. So Dan and Dapper Dan, thanks for joining us. Let's see. The Echo link is up. The crossband is up. So if we hear something there, we'll try and oblige. SWL 13. If you're playing the home game, it looked like that. Unless you've got the mobile home game. It's a magnetic board where you can keep the tokens on there, and they don't slide off as you're careening around the corners. You should be on number 2, 11-8. Is that correct? 11-8. Shaking their head. Okay, 11-8, 25 tonight. We've got, 13. Out to Sangertown, SWL 14.
Hey, good evening, Dennis, and all the other SWLs. 14 checking in.
And sounding good. We've got a nice, quiet frequency tonight, so if you're radio active, we will be listening later on.
Yeah, I've got one warmed up, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's a good thing. All right, thanks for that. Let's go way into the future, where it's tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I think, or somewhere around there. SWL 15, Hansen, Copenhagen, Denmark. What was video I was watching today? It was it was Tom Lehrer from 1972, I think. Is that right? Maybe 1962. It was Tom Lehrer playing, and I don't know if it was a university there, but he was doing about an hour set for a very appreciative audience. You know how they do, how you guys do the clapping. They were just, yeah. But in Denmark, they do and I don't know how they do it. They'll start clapping, and all of a sudden, everybody will be in sync to show their appreciation. Pretty cool. But I was watching Tom Lehrer and the gang out there in Denmark. So, of course, I thought of 173. Thanks for joining us, and good morning to you. SWL 16, Charlie, Compilot is right there behind the monitor. Everything looked good. I know. We were here early tonight. Everything worked perfectly, so we had extra time. And what is it? You want to hand me? Hold on. You're giving. This is for. This is when we talk to JT tonight, and we have a crossband check-in. Let me get that. Hello, Radio 13. We will get you checked in. KB6GFD over.
Yes, good evening to all the STLs. STL 13.
All right, 13. Sounding good. Let me go back and put the item to there. Thank you, Charlie. SWL 17. And I'm supposed to follow along. mark in the boxes as we move along here in my number 2 pencil. SWL 18, Mikey got a check in from Facebook. SWL 19, Chet also joined us early. I was hanging out tonight. Chet's got the cue cards going, and what do you have for me? Okay, you're making me get out of my chair here. Is it mail? I think we've seen this before. Hold on. I'm trying not to break stuff. Try not to break things. This is the official. I'm wired in with the headphones, so moving around isn't good. Oh, okay. I've seen these before. This is the official. I think these came from JT. I'll have to ask him about the. Where's the camera? Right there. The official old tube radio Magic Eye. Suitable for sticking to your face. We'll put that there. Thanks, JT, for that. Thank you. Thank you, Chet, for checking in. Then the guy that asked if we were on the air, and the answer is yes. SWL 20, hello, radio.
Number 20 here. Please check in 29 and 54. And I will have this radio of interest tonight. But I'm going to have to go rest for a little bit. So I'll be listening on the stream. Okay? Anyway, yeah. This radio of interest tonight.
And a good-sounding radio disc. All right, go get your rest. What do we say on the radio? Go horizontal, but just for a little bit. And now that Charlie said he will go and run around and knock on your door. You have one of those trailers with the stars on the door. You earned that somehow. So we'll come by and get you when the radio starts. Thanks.
And a red light out front. Thank you.
Red light. So that's where the bulb went. I came in the other day and I couldn't find my way. I said, "Where's the red light?" Harvey has taken it for his item of interest. SWL 21 is listening, and I know we're on the delay, so that requires me to do some trickery here, and I think they should still be on. I'm going to bring up the audio from Old Radio Night.
Tube Radio Network.
Get the feedback loop going. Okay, he's listening in.
So that's where the bulb went.
That's good. We got good audio tonight. Let me get the picture that works good, and then I'm going to step. So anytime you're ready, JT, I'm going to stop talking. You guys can check in.
Is listening, and I know we're on the.
This is live coast to coast from Kakalaki to Fresno. And where did I lose the audio? No, they're there. Did we stop the picture? Technical difficulties are always fun. Uh-oh. We're buffering. That's that 21st century thing. Hang on a second. I think I have a.
Go back to tubes.
Don't
worry.
There we go. It keeps pausing. We're having buffering.
We're buffering. That's that 21st century thing.
You know what? Let me hang on a second, guys. We're going to try some here. We're going to do when all is fails. Here we go.
Checking in. Go ahead, Jed.
Charleston, South Carolina, checking in.
Let me hang on a second, guys. We're going to try some here. We're going to do when all is fails. Here we go.
Okay, we're looking good. We hear you guys perfectly now. I don't know why it keeps pausing, though.
21, checking in. Again, I'm back out.
Okay, we got that one.
183, check your in one more time.
That's like a take 5 in this one. All right, we got it. We got it, guys. You're looking good on the Galaxy Saturn. I'm glad you have a budget. I'm glad you guys have a budget for radio. It's not like we have here at
Thanks,
the L2 Radio
Dennis.
Network. All right, thank you, guys. I think the technical problems were on my end, but you made it through. Thanks. Back to the control room. Sometimes when you go live, those things happen. We try our best here. I don't think anybody else is doing that on 11 meter radio, back and forth. The old Tube Radio Network directed net roll call. 21 checked in. How's Tyler doing? Anybody here from Alaska? SWL 23. 23 skedaddled last week with Espresso Trucking Company. I don't know. They'll probably be back at some point. But enjoyed that for sure. Let me get my chart back here. Too many things to remember. SWL 24 got a check in early, and let's head out to SWL 25, way out there, over.
25 checking in on an old friend, Dennis.
I can tell. Back in the day, and we did a couple of them out there in the 25 palatial estate, adorning the radio room with the old Tube Radio Network, and I had the pleasure of sitting in front of the very radio that he's operating now, the Browning, I believe it's the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III, over.
That is absolutely correct. I'm surprised it still works. So I thought I'd put it online, and well, I can't really officially check it in, but maybe. But I wanted to get 25 checked in, and also 74, Dennis.
Okay, 25 and 74. Sounding good. It's still making the trip out here. I don't know. Well, that's why you're hearing me, because you're listening on the one of the best receivers ever made out there. You're sounding good. Thanks for bringing the bird up to the desk and taking the transmission. It sounds good.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, I may adjust my receive audio level up just a little bit over to page 2, and we are looking for shortwave listener 27. And before I go too far, let me say hello to UDX 409. The Golden Beagle is one of his favorite radios. We all like the Golden Beagle. Thank you. Walker Customs, UDX 409. Doug is saying hello, radio. Who else is joining us tonight? William is out there. I want to go down the list. Bert, up in Calgary, the land of great reception on 40 meters when the sun goes down around here for some NVIS propagation. Always can get through pretty good on that. Red Dirty is looking good. Ken, 111. I think we'll be coming up to you at some point. 78. Oh, it's 90 this afternoon. Okay, well, we'll get you in a little bit. Yeah, you guys, we're going to be paying for that next week. Peaceful Portland, out there, Easy Street. Thanks for joining us here, the old Tube Radio Network, something we do most every Saturday. I'll talk about that because I'm going to be out of the air chair next Saturday, coming up to attend a 50th anniversary celebration kind of things. Standing Stone, 1776. From Prospect, Connecticut, Jim M. Thank you, Jim, from way out there, staying up late tonight with the old Tube Radio Network crew. Yukon, Oklahoma. All right, I was checking. Was it in Oklahoma? There's SDR. Before I came on at about 5 o'clock, the skip was running, and I think I was listening through an SDR in Oklahoma and sounding pretty good. Were we to be on about 3 hours earlier, probably be talking to you there. The Ham Nerd. We are all kind of like that. You know, when you get the radio sickness, you think you are cured, and then, like we have some stations, 20 years will go by, and they'll pull up the radio, and it will all come back. The radio nerdiness never goes away. Direct and net roll call. Let's go. Gary's been waiting to tell us what is going on. What is the food tonight? SWL 28. You got to love the Mark IIIs. The Mark IIs, I mean, Browning was pretty good about doing their best. They had a great operation here in USA. Browning Laboratories employed a lot of people, and it is a testament to them that we are way into the 21st century, and the radios that they built in 1959 and 1965 and 1970 are pretty much the ones that we hear on the old Tube Radio Network. So good stuff. Gary, what is going on? Okay, checking in, relaxing, enjoying some Apple Hill pie with vanilla ice cream. You know who makes good vanilla ice cream is Costco. I never tried it before, but they actually give you the half-gallon containers. None of that. Oh, it's 1.5 liters now. We've made it smaller and raised the price. So the Costco is nice vanilla ice cream. And I'm not familiar with Apple Hill. Is that a local? Is that a Sacramento thing, or is that some national thing? And save some for me. Stuff it behind the Demco over there, and I will come by and pick it up later. From Hyattop, hello, Craig. I heard you. You were talking to what's his name, Larry? Is it LVP? He's the loop guy, because I often hear him testing on 40 meters down at 71, like 40 or 39, and he's very formal the way he tests. It's like, blah blah blah, testing and out. And that was a great. I was busy doing something, but I had turned the volume up because it was a really interesting conversation about the radios, and I guess what Flex is doing and what Anon's doing, and the thetis going on. But anyway, enjoyed that this afternoon on 40, and both you guys were banging in. So I'm always wondering, because Larry tests a lot, what he's testing, if he's doing some SDR, because it sounds like he's recording himself. Maybe he's doing some antenna loopbacks or something, but that was fun. All right, let's go to 28 is in. 29, we've got a proxy for that, SWL 30. I got to stop talking because Dwayne can jump in a moment's notice out of North Idaho when the bands are in. SWL 31, that is, of course, out in beautiful Hendersonville, Tennessee, Robert and Teresa. And somewhere, and I will have to see, it may be on the old Facebook page. I'll have to get those pictures updated to the newer page, but they were one of the first ones to actually send in some really cool pictures of their Radio Shack radios. I know they had a Yellowbird and some others. So they're on there somewhere, but they may be way in the dark, deep files of Facebook. But I have to bring them out. So they give us some great pictures. Oh, there they are. All right. I'm sorry. You keep adding dolphins until I acknowledge you, until they start splashing water. 10 and 30. There's the item of interest. Dwayne and Chrissy, thanks for joining. I know you all are super busy, so it's always a treat when you can jump into the Radio Shack and say hello radio. I know Dwayne has one of the radios fired up, maybe the Robin, maybe the Browning, waiting for some skip conditions, and so we will be listening in. See what's going on. All right, well, there are wise guys, and then there are wise guys, and 32 falls into both categories. It just depends on what time of day and what mood he's in. But hello, Rob. I haven't been super radioactive, and I think after this evening, I'm going to be maybe tearing everything out of the shack here for a week, because I'm not going to be on next week. And I've got some furniture, I guess we call it that, some furniture to put in, and we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of a little worried that once I take things off, I'll never be able to get them back together again. But I might not be too radioactive. But even I've been hearing some 10-meter Texas stations going on. I have some 12-meter activities, so you never know. Might be able to hear you on the brand spanking new antennas. They're going up at the QTH over there. SWL 33 is myself and Bozo Control, were he to be around here, and anybody else that needs a check-in. And Big Rich, I saw the celebration for Bubble Candy, the birthday, the big 35. Okay, well that's not bad. You don't stop counting until you get to 39 anyway, so she's got a long way to go. And so I don't have anything good I guess we'll have to do the mud duck. We'll do a little birthday mud duck for Bubble Candy. And thank you there. One of our traveling celebrities there, Big Rich 6520. Thanks for joining us and happy birthday. So go back and grab one last piece of birthday cake before you guys have to sign out. SWL 34 Jimmy, and of course Railroader, Captain Chaos out there in Batavia. We got you guys checked in. SWL 35 checked in moments ago. I don't see him live online now, but he's checking in from Cool Cheyenne. So Red Monkey Communications looking good, and we've got you checked in. UDX 111 hanging out there right now. Ken, we've got you checked in. Thanks for joining us. That's the sound of an echo. Link. We'll be coming up to that. SWL 37. Somebody said put a proxy in for Chris. I have a feeling he'll be at the Microphonium soon, but I'll put an X in the square right now. SWL 38, Sam, there is no relay stations out there tonight, but I know you're listening. Give a call. We'll all listen. I don't even think stacked laser 8s are going to be able to make that trip from beautiful Byron, but we will get you checked in. Over to SWL 39. SWL 40.
SWL 40 checking in. And what a great time we had at the swap meet today.
You know, I totally forgot about that. I don't know if we mentioned it last week, because I heard about it Friday. I'm thinking, because I had a 10 o'clock appointment, but I was able to get there early and see you and some of the other stations I never get to see. I was good. I didn't walk. I didn't bring anything in, and I didn't walk out with anything. So I kind of feel good about that. There was some nice stuff out there, and got to see some people I haven't seen in a long time and never before. So anyway, you are sounding good, and you made it back.
Yes, I left early because I took a Benadryl and I was starting to get drowsy, and I wasn't sure if I was going to end up sleeping over there.
Oh, well, that's not a good thing. Yeah, I took some Benadryl, and I started getting the honking proboscis and the size 44 Triple E shoes, so I hightailed it out of there as well. Well, good to see you. Glad you made it home, and thanks for checking in here on your old Tube Radio Network. Direct net roll call, it's where we are at, page 2 if you're playing the home game, and an X in the square for Road Dog 507, of course, out of New York and representing the Orange County React out there in Hudson Valley. Saying a good evening to everyone. Down the road we go, not too far away for SWL 42. I know he's there because I talked to him. I actually talked to him when he was in his mobile.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just ignoring you, really. Hey, good evening, SWL 42 and the crew here. Good evening, everyone.
And good evening right back. Sounding just as good on the bass as you did in the mobile. All right, we got you checked in, and we will get the rest of the gang as well.
Check. Thank you for all you do.
SWL 43. Shortwave listener 44, I was in on the ditch banks last night, but I don't remember hearing Ray. I'll get him proxied here on the AM side. It is certainly quiet enough that I would be able to hear him, I think. And Red Dirty on the 3500Z. You gotta love the big glow coming out of the cabinet on that. And homebrew is good. Now you need one of those pine board tuners to go with it. Just don't touch the exposed wires. SWL45, Paul and Kelly, we know you are listening. X in the square up that way. Hope to hear you on the air. SWL46, shortwave listener 47.
Good evening from the Lounge of Radios, SWL47.
You got them fired up, sounding good. We will be glowing in the dark if any of them have the right coax pointed this way, or the antenna anyway. We will get them checked in. You're sounding good, and the X is in the square for 47. Over.
My pleasure, and well, I hope my antenna is not pointed in your direction.
We'll see. It sounds good now. SWL48. I got Sam from, let's see, they say, okay, Facebook check-in. We'll do that. Let's go to SWL49. Somebody said proxy in Smitty and Sweet Country Mama, which we will do. And let's see, officially time now. Let me click the right button. Nope. It's got to be, there it is. My screen, what is going on? It's bouncing all over the place. SWL50. UDX 36. Thank you, Gerald. In the house and looking good. Have you been to the green room yet? They have ice cream and some type of apple pie that I probably won't get by the time I'm done with the net here, but I think Gary's going to save a piece more for me. Thanks for joining us tonight. Out to Sangertown. Heard this guy shooting some skip here earlier in the day, and he was sounding good. SWL 51.
SWL 51 checking in.
37.
Yeah, I heard you on the test frequency, and you were sounding good locally. And where was I listening? I was listening in Missouri. I think is where I heard you, and doing a good job. So thanks for checking in.
Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to. I heard someone out there. Anyways, take it easy and have a good evening.
It was over on the test frequency. Where are we? Oh, we're moving up the page. SWL 37, hello radio.
Good evening, Dennis. Hello, 37.
All right. I put an X in the square because I had a feeling that you probably might have had the radio on, but we're far away, and you have glided into the radio air chair for a transmission, and it's sounding good, and we've got you checked in.
Okay, well, I didn't have the radio really on, but I was in there watching the newest one was, what's the name of that movie again, Annie? Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, the newest one. I had to watch it.
That's a new movie?
Yeah, it just came out this year.
Okay, I was thinking, kind of sounds like old stuff, but everything old is new again.
Yeah, something called Dead Reckoning or something. But yeah, it's very, it's very intense. But put it this way, you didn't want to leave. Right?
All right, indeed. All right, well, back to the show if it's still running, and we've got you checked in.
I thank you very much, Dennis. And you can check Joe in.
Ah, sure. I know you were talking out there.
There's some DX for you, Dennis.
If they had a key.
That's audio. That's a lot of fucking audio. Hey, DX Land 07 El Paso.
El Paso.
DX Land 07 El Paso, Texas, right?
All right, well, there it is. El Paso is coming. We're getting the E-Skip. Hello, El Paso, the Old Tube Radio Network, oldtuberadio.net. Channel 11 here in Central California. So keep it fired up. We'll get you checked in, and you probably can't hear us, but hey, we're trying. At 37 is in. Thank you. Let's see if the golden microphone. I got to meet this gentleman today at the swap meet, SWL 52.
I got an Interceptor 25K. I got an Interceptor by Jay and Steve and the Mojave.
Yeah, that is unusual, that kind of skip.
So I got the best ears on the planet.
And Frank B from Yellow Springs, Ohio, checking in. You guys might hear us. Go ahead and click on 27085 because the skip is starting to roll in from the east, which is very unusual. SWL 52, SWL 53.
Yeah, good evening there, Dennis. I hope you can hear me out there with all that noise. 53 checking in. I actually have the...
You're sounding good. No problem for the skip land. They're like 6 meter DX now. They'll be in there for about 5 minutes, and somebody else will be in there. I'm putting the X in the square. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Dennis.
Got a proxy check-in for SWL 54 as we move to page 3, up to SWL 55. SWL 55. 56, just for kicks, has been checked in. SWL 57. And Rosie, I don't know. Will we get some conditions to you guys out there in VK land? Just keep listening in. You never know. QYX radio on the backup channel 190. Or what is it, 1620 on your supposed radio dial. Thanks for joining us. Next, we have the SWL 58. And 59.
Remember, tomorrow is...
Well, we're putting out an APB for 59. There he is. Going to catch the replay. All right, it will be here. Replay, and then a reminder that next week, Out of the Air Chair, going to be at a celebration for the radio station where I work. It's been on the air for 50 years. The first non-commercial radio station in this town. So we're having a kind of gathering and celebration and a fundraiser. So that is where I will be next Saturday. So everybody gets a free check-in. Although they're always free, but they get a super special free check-in next week. Oh no! All right. Well, that Thor was a mighty thunderous item. Hopefully you get the antenna going back in there, Rosie. Let's go to directed net roll call. We got to get through this to get to the radios. The skip is in, so I don't know what's going to happen. SWL 60. Hello, Joe. If you can hear me.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. We got a copy on you from the 291 base, Dennis. I think it's the DX2527. SWL checking in.
You want to make sure that...
Yeah, it says right on my list, 291 Jake DX2527. And so we'll put the double X in the square for that. Over.
I appreciate that, and I think old Jake would like that himself.
But they already know.
Indeed. SWL 61 talked to Dino, Copenhagen Kid. Yeah, we've got another Copenhagen guy. He's got to get up with 15 and talk some Copenhagen stuff. All right, 61. We got you earlier. SWL 62. Shortwave listener 63. I wonder if 6 meters is open. When we get an opening like that, that's just like 6 meters would be. It would come in strong, about 5 minutes, and away it goes.
I appreciate what you're doing, man. God bless you.
SWL 64, Craig checked in earlier before the net started, but he's on the list, so I got an X in the square for Craig. Over to SWL 65.
Watch me get off this one.
SWL 66.
Yeah. Hey, Silver. 07, man. I'm going to go out there.
Thinking Jim might be talking skip right now on the flat side.
07, I'm going.
SWL 67, let me go over to the other board here and see if we heard from Bill about an hour ago. Checking in from Canby, Oregon. If you're watching or listening, Bill, that is the X in the square right now.
Hey, 410. I'm just trying to order like you, big brother. Hey, Silver, I'm just trying...
SWL 68.
All right, man, I'll catch you in there. 07, I'm going now.
SWL 69, Kenny checked in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right at the beginning of the net. So if you're watching the replay, Kenny, I've got you checked in. Over. UDX 510, Yank Wrencher. Hello. Thanks for joining the Old Tube Radio Network. Waiting for the glow-in-the-dark radios to be here in moments after the roll call. Up the hill, if I can make it, SWL 70.
Oh, you made it, man. 7-0 checking in through all the H&T. And thanks so much, Dennis. Good to hear you.
Indeed, it's good to be heard. Yeah, you're making it through the noise at no problem at all. Good signal. That new location, and even if the antenna is low, it's a good spot. So you chose well.
Right on. One of these days, it's going to get even better.
Yeah, you and me both. I was looking at some stuff today, thinking, okay, there's some trencher things. I could use that. I could use that to dig a big hole. All right, thanks for checking in.
Oh, hey, Dennis.
Yeah, this is the Basic Dennis, over.
What are you putting up? You said you're putting up some new antenna. What's going on?
Oh, well, no, that is, there's some trees and possibilities, and I do have a tower, and so you can put up a little section, and I do have a mast. So there's a lot of ifs, so it's one of those things. And it doesn't happen until it happens.
Right on. All right, let me know if you need a hand getting stuff set up there, and we might recruit you when I do mine up here. Over.
Okay, well that sounds good. The more the merrier, and that's the best way to do it. So keep my number handy. All right, thanks.
7-3, man. Thank you.
SWL 70 is in. SWL 71. Stan probably should be. I heard a contest going today, but they were calling for like a CQJA. So I don't. There was some special Japan thing going on. I will get a proxy check in for 71. SWL 72. Radio Boy was at the event this morning. So I'm going to get Mikey checked in. It was good to see him. He haven't seen him in a while. Over to SWL 73. Was John there? I didn't see him.
John was there.
He must have come super early or super late. I did not see him, but I will get him checked in.
He was there most of the he spent a good couple hours there. He was there.
Yeah, well, I know there was some stuff that he would have drooled over. Anything with the rack handles that you can't pick up by yourself. bring the cart with wheels on it. So, all right, I'll get him checked in, and sorry I didn't get a chance to say hi to him. Got a check in for SWL 74, SWL 75. It's hammer time, 420. 420 is always hammer time out there. Thanks for joining us, maybe out of South Carolina, it looks like. Foxman 362. Checking out, I haven't checked those out. I'll have to do that. The Microscope live stream on some YouTube channels. So Foxman's got a lot of good YouTube items of interest. So check them out when you can. Out in Rockwood, Tennessee, what's going on with the weather out there in Rockwood? Clear with periodic clouds. You know, there are clouds. Those periodic clouds are the ones you got to watch out for, because all of a sudden you think, is that a cloud? And it's like, no. But then later on, it's a cloud. It's periodic what it does. No precipitation, humidity at 86%. That I could do without. And the wind is down at 1 mile per hour. Let's go to SWL 76. Make sure he didn't scroll off my screen. Or waiting for the delay to be undelayed. SWL 77.
SWL 77 checking in. We got another rare one everybody will get to listen to later.
Indeed, that is our middle name, Old Tube Radio Network, and that's what we do best, to listen for, talk about, get the tube radios on the air. So we got a couple of nights, so stay tuned for that, happening after the directed net roll call. And of course, it'll be on some type of audio-video archive, so the stations checking in can go back and listen into how they sounded through my receiver, see if they need to make any adjustments. Usually what I find is the stations checking in. I'm here with the ginormous audio rack and the expensive microphonium, and then the stations check in through the receiver, and I tell you, they sound better than I do. So I don't know if that's a testament to the tube radios, or that's just like, you should just get rid of all this junk and plug in the regular microphone. I don't know. But anyway, it's fun stuff. Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you.
SWL 78 in the land where it is 90 degrees today in Wild Wildemore. And you know you're going to pay for that with some rain or something. But enjoy it while you can. In fact, that's... I don't know. For November, that's a little too warm. But see, I'm from Southern California, so that is not an unusual thing. It's not unusual to be freezing up here in Central California for Christmas, and you drive that 3.5-hour drive, and the sun is out, and you're heading to the beach on Christmas Day. That's kind of a fun thing. So thanks for checking in, Richard. Over to SWL 79. And I did hear... Philip in earlier, so I'll get him checked in. SWL 80. Over to page 4, SWL 81. And over to SWL 82. And Ron wasn't sure what was going to be going on tonight. He's the purveyor of the Ditch Banks sideband net that happens on Friday evenings here on the West Coast at 27,365 lower sideband. So join him and the rest of the gang for that if you wish on a Friday evening. Just like this, it's a roll call, but don't have to be on any list. There's a visitors section, and Skip is usually checking in, and he's got a great receiver and transmitter, so he will likely hear you on the Ditch Banks sideband net Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific time on channel 36 lower. Let's go to SWL 83. And JC says, I hear the bells ringing. It is time to put the X in the square. Out of beautiful Sylvania, Ohio. Thank you, JC, for jumping in to the Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. That's, of course, Jerry Cheerios Kid and the Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. I was listening in for Jerry on the 7204 noontime net. I haven't heard him lately, so he may be away from the air chair, but he has a great tube radio. I believe it is, he runs Drake's, and they always sound good, nice, good audio. And he's got another great collection of tube radios as well for 11 meters. Let's go to SWL 89. Got a proxy check-in for SWL 90. Felix checked in right at the beginning of the net, SWL 91 out there in the Bronx in Two-Land. I don't make many connections out to stations in New York. And I don't know if that's because I'm not listening or if it's just a bad hop or I'm on the wrong frequency. I'm sure if I was on 20 meters, we'd hear more from the twos out there. Let's go over to SWL 92. SWL 93. Somebody said put a proxy in for 93. I will do that for Leo. Over to Warthog 95, SWL 95. SWL 96. SWL 97. What's Jim and the crew in Boston doing tonight? Got a couple of Echolink links coming up. SWL 98. Shortwave listener 99. Randy was in last week. That was really interesting. That little 5-minute skip thing we had. Might have it from Arizona. All right, let me head over to the Echolink link. Fire up the Echolink link, and we'll give Tony a call here. KD4BAO, KB6GFD over. Of course, Tony is our Tubes on the Air, our TOTA purveyor.
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
Sounding good, sir. Audio is great, as always. Thank you for manning the TOTA activation tubes on the air. Those are coming up. And thanks for checking in. 73, KB6GFD. SW100 Tony on the tubes on the air. Let's, while I'm at the Echo link, see if I can see what's going on in the Sparks Reno area. Hello, Albert, KI6CBA from KB6GFD. Take a transmission, over. Get past all the wacky delay here.
There he is. KI6CBA. I see my modulation meter moving really good. And I'm talking to Dennis at KB6GFD. Hey, it's great to hear the shortwave listeners tonight. I'm looking forward to the radios that are going to be coming up. I did have one little question for you, Dennis. I don't see your S meter moving very much. Do you have it in a particular position? Maybe it's just in SWR position. I just don't see it move. How come?
All right, that is a good question. So when I'm transmitting, I believe I have it set for SWR. So if I have it for hello, radio. All right, there's a power out. You can see it moving with the modulation. I don't think there's any other, there's a couple other settings, and they're just going to hang on some voltage and some plate current. So what I'll do, my SWR is good, so we'll leave it there, and that's actually good for me to know that the power, and we call them the wiggle meters. That's a technical wiggle meter thing going on, so that is good. And then indeed, I've got some attenuation going on in the receiver, but the receive should be good. So I think I have fixed my problem on the transmit side. Thanks for noticing that, and thanks for checking in. So have a great evening. KB6GFD, over.
And KI6CBA.
All right,
over,
see.
And 73. And
even moving the meter now.
Radios. See you later.
All right. Everybody's moving the meter now. SWL 102. He had his finger, his trigger radio finger on that button, and checking in. I like that. It's sort of a visual. It's sort of like E.E. Cummings poetry. You know, you can read it, but you have to see it. You have to physically look at the page to kind of enjoy that. So thanks for the poetry in motion. Checking in 102, looking good. SWL 103, Joey was present and accounted for, and I realized that I haven't left you the information you request. I will do that. I will probably put it in the chat window to get. Joey says he may have something for the wardrobe department, since I keep ruining my pocket protector here because I have ergonomic malfeasance in the Radio Shack that causes me to cross over and do bad things. So thank you, Joy, for checking in and thinking of us here at the Old Tube Radio Network. Well, I also didn't say hello to our listeners way far out. So up in the balcony, Copenhagen is up there, tuning in on this side as well. Ware Shores, I never do that right. Ware Shoals, South Carolina. Rancho Cordova, I know who that is. Centerville, Virginia, Plymouth, Minnesota, Tracy, California, Belfast, Maine, Fresno, and a host of others yet to stop by. That is at oldtuberadio.net. When you check into that and you see the 6L6 glowing, the orange glow on the 6L6 tube, you know we are on the air live somewhere. So listen up. Yeah, SC. Well, there it is. This is the pocket protector that has been on for a while. It's populated with some pins. I'll pull one of them out. Looking good for where's this? Indianapolis TV Company. There it is. It's the real deal. Nice and heavy. So there may be an alternate that we can wear on every other Saturday. So I'm trying to keep this one nice. I think it's going to outlast the suit. So no need to worry. Let's go to SWL 109. Bethany, Oklahoma just joined us. Let's go to SWL 110. SWL 111, Robert checked in earlier. We had a contact. There was no skip. I was able to hear him. He was able to hear me. SWL 113. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
Sounding good, sir. I put the X in the square and continue having a good weekend. Over.
All right, there, Dennis. Same right back to you. Thank you for the X in the square.
All right, 114, Wayne is in. A couple of other check-ins just showing up right now. I thought I saw Arlen. Yeah, 46. If you watch above my head there, I think we'll get the official click for the Wisconsin station. Looking good tonight. Thanks, Arlen, for jumping in. I know it's late over there, but we are doing our thing here. And from Southern California, right? You guys had a heat wave today, at least down in the south part, anyway. UDX 76 JG Mopar. Thanks for jumping in from my stomping grounds out there in SoCal. 114 is in. Let's go over to SWL 128. John checking in about an hour ago over at oldtuberadio.net, as he often does on the SWL side. Thank you, John. We got an X in the square. Over to SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. SWL 135.
KB6GFD, this is KB6QLG, SWL 135, attempting to check in.
And a good attempt it was on the FM AM replay. We've got you checked in, sounding good, 135 with an X in the square, KB6GFD.
Yeah, no traffic this evening. Well, we're kind of under the weather right now. See what's happening when you get back.
All right, indeed. So do what the doctor says or doesn't say, and this chicken soup, and you know the routine, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. I will be out of the air chair next week for that. The radio station that was around the corner, it's 50 years on the air, so we're having a banquet celebration. Thanks for stopping by. KB6GFD.
Yeah, thanks for checking me in. KB6QLG clear.
From the crossband 135, doing okay. I got to make some adjustments on the screen here. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still transmitting. Let's go to SWL 137. It's got a proxy check in. SWL 145. Hello, Tony. All right, Tony, I hear you beaconing through, and welcome back to Central California. Over.
Hey, thank you for the check-in, Dennis. No other traffic. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Looking good, and as always, thanks for the questions coming in. We always enjoy those, and you're sounding good. 73, thanks for checking in. KB6GFD.
73, AJ6BD, and I'm clear.
Tony checking in from the crossband. SWL 147. Did I miss Neil? Sometimes he checks in early, but I will scroll back and make sure. But I'm going to give 147 a check in from Fayetteville. And hello to an OTR wave to Hampton, Virginia. Watching OTR on the laptop. On the laptop. All right. So I'm not on a little screen. So if you turn. See, some people complain, I guess they turn the phone or whatever they're watching on the phone, and they turn it sideways, and then I'm not in the right position. I have to kind of turn myself so I get back in the right spot. So I think with a laptop, we're not going to have to do that. Oh, Neil is there. All right, 147. Well, you're still in my queue. you're still in the queue here. So the X is in the square. And I don't know how much of a on-the-air radio week it was. We're in the midst of that kind of almost solar flare thing, so 10 meters hasn't been great, but it's still been okay, and the bands have been so-so. Checked in about 15 minutes ago. All right. I probably missed as it scrolled by, so you are officially checked in over. And thank you for the reminder. And for those of you who didn't catch the replay, or for those of you who may be putting the replay of last week's program on a loop, especially when our friends Espresso Trucking Company came in and did that one song they can only do once a year. It's good to know, and thank you, 23. I will get you officially checked in. It's good to know that once we actually got them out of the green room and away from the goodies and out of the studio and into the van or whatever it was, whatever that thing was that they were driving, they are now on the road to Barstow for an early Sunday morning breakfast meeting of TA. That's the Tubaholics Anonymous. I think they always meet on Sunday mornings, usually at a donut shop that might be open. So they're on the way. They're in the wagon and on the wagon. Well, thanks for that update. And we will look forward to their next adventure here in the Central Valley, which could be sooner than we think. SWL, where are we going back? SWL 188. SWL 195 checked in at the top of the net, and over to SWL 226, Mr. Shockwave. Yeah, we're almost on time tonight. Anybody else I missed that would like to check in? Over. And before we go to the tubes, and I believe I have it here, it might bring up the questions, and I have not seen these yet. Or if I'll put it this way: if I've seen them, I don't remember them. But here they are. We'll see if I can read them properly for you to answer. Question number one, courtesy of 145. Thank you, Tony. Number one. How many watts, WATTS, how many watts does a handheld, okay, I'm already blowing it. How many watts does a handheld 340 milliwatt transceiver have? Okay. I think this is just simple math. This is sort of a wild ass guess. So type your items or shout them out now. How many watts does a handheld transmitting at 340 milliwatts transceiver have? So milliwatts move, because I used to have a 100 milliwatt walkie-talkie, which was a tenth of a watt. I always wanted that 1,000 milliwatt. It sounds great, 1,000 milliwatt walkie-talkie, but it's only 1 watt. So yes, indeed, I think I see a proper. So it should be a 340 milliwatt transceiver has 0.34 watts. So that would be a little over a third of a watt, 0.34. But I got to put the decimal in the right place. Okay, I think that was just, were you paying attention in math class? That's that question. All right, number two. What was the primary and notable characteristic use of space charge vacuum tube? That's the word space and the word charge. So what was the primary and notable characteristic use of space charge vacuum tubes? And we have a multiple choice for this. So we're thinking space charge vacuum tubes. Was it A, spacecraft high G-force tolerance? All right, so space charge vacuum tube, spacecraft high G-force tolerance. Or B, transmitters and amplifiers operating on high B plus voltages. So were they used in transmitters and amplifiers that operated on high B plus voltages? Or were space charge vacuum tubes notable for car radios operating on low 6 to 12 volt B plus voltages? I don't think so. And then D, computers' high switching speed. So we're talking about what was the primary and notable characteristic of space charge vacuum tube capacitors. Were they for high G-force tolerance in spacecrafts? Were they used in transmitters and amplifiers operating on high B+ voltages? Were they used in car radios that operated on low 6 to 12 volt B+ voltages? Or were they used for computers with high switching speed? So I don't know. I'm thinking if it's called a space charge, you think they would be used. What's the one that was A, spacecraft high G-force tolerance? The car radios, 6 and 12 volt, that was, we have those in our tube radios here, and they use the little vibrators. I don't think it was that. All right, some saying B, some saying C. All right, so we've got spacecraft, high B+ voltages, low B+, multiple voltages, and computer high switching speeds. Here it is. Answer. Space charge tubes were a type of vacuum tube designed for car radios. Oh boy, I was way wrong. For car radios that could operate on the 12-volt DC power from a car battery. They did this by using a special space charge grid to create a stronger electron flow at low voltages, mimicking the performance of higher voltage tubes. So who said C? It was the radio room. Good deal. That is the answer. I thought that it wasn't, but it was for 12-volt DC powers from a car battery. So this must be very old. Anybody have a Stanley Steamer or Pierce Arrow with those tubes in it? I don't know. Okay, I will be back. When I come back, I will stop talking so much, and we will be checking in the tube radios, which is what we are here to do on the Old Tube Radio Network. Back in a moment or two. Radio testing, and I think I'm back, and it's tube radio time, ladies and gentlemen.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Indeed, the Old Tube Radio Network. Your real radios glowing in the dark. It's no longer late check-ins. It is tube radio time, so we will clear that. And QAX radio, 100 milliwatts, which is the Part 15 certified, 500 is half a watt. What we used to do, we used to change the crystals, and you'd turn them around. If it's a 455 offset, you'd be transmitting at 26 something and receiving elsewhere, but it worked really well because you only had 100 milliwatts and it was just full of noise. So reversing the crystals helped get a little bit of range or quietness, but then you were out of range for what the walkie-talkie was tweaked. So you probably lost some power that way. And Bill, it sounds like you've got those tubes stocked. You've got those space tubes ready to go. We're gonna drive the Pierce Arrow over there and get the tubes set up. All right, with that said, I will be standing by listening for any and all radio check-ins. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
14.
I have a spot right here. It says radio number 1. The time is about 10 minutes after 9 o'clock Pacific regular time. And you are sounding excellent, so take a transmission. We'll get it on the list over. SWL 14. I should say who I'm talking to. Go ahead, Sean.
Roger. Yeah, Cliff is usually right there at number 1, so I guess I'll take that spot this evening. I am on my Demco satellite, and the magic eye is winking at me, so I know I am modulating. Back to you.
All right, I'll get the hang of doing this net control thing. I think I've do it a couple more years. I'll figure it out. So Demco satellite, we've got the Magic Eye tube. Let me bring in the right one, and it is because the way these are set up, they're confusing. It's the Demco satellite. It's not the silver model. It is the other one, right?
I think they call it the CB1, I believe it is. Demco satellite with a magic eye that is sideways. I do have the modulator, and I'm also on a amplified D104, and I have the Demco bandalizer, and the modulation meter is swinging away over there on it as well this evening, thanks to a new 9-volt battery.
Wow, they actually use 9 volts. Yes, what confuses me, we have a CB1 and a CB1A, and I inevitably go to the 1A, and I think what you have is, and we're using Cliff's excellent picture here with everything all together. You have the CB1, Demco, satellite, SATELITE, the way they spell it, no SIC in parentheses. Looking good and sounding good. I've got the S meter up. You definitely, and I've got some attenuation going, but I look at the meter and I'm thinking, he's got to be stronger than that. But it's the audio, and I've got things turned down. But take another transmission. It's working great tonight. Over.
Yeah, thank you. The Demco is definitely the big bad radio there. Good, nice, solid radio. I've never had any problems other than a loose microphone connection. And Harvey put this radio together. Took him some time. It's not a matching set by no means. It's pieced together, but works wonderfully. And like I said, I've never had any problems with it. And tonight is the first night that I've transmitted with my Demco bandalizer in line. And it's a gigantic meter. I'd say it's at least 10 inches by 5.5 or 6 inches tall, and a neat looking unit. It's even got an antenna on it if you want to run around and see what the field strength is like.
Interesting. I'm going to go to our photo here. I don't think the meter we're showing. Oh, no, I can't tell. I don't think it has the antenna. It's maybe not the bandalizer, because it's similar in size, but it's smaller than the speaker. It's got the ginormous meter, and then you've got a switch left to the right below the meter, and then a knob, a round knob below that. But I don't see that it has an antenna on it, so that may not be the same thing. But it's nice to have, and it's nice they did that. There's little extra parts and pieces you could buy, and to get the whole matching set. I guess it's like having matching numbers on the Mustang, right?
They made that a guy could put in line with this thing, and a lot of the other manufacturers as well, but Demco especially, man, you really got to and the knobs may not match the unit you have. Of course, you could change them out, but that's one thing to keep in mind. They did make a whole mess of meters.
Right, and we've talked about this before. This is a very a complex radio. The Part 15, Part 95, Class D was really not supposed to be complex and technical. You didn't have to take any type of an exam to get on the air. You licensed the station, and then you had other units. But when you look at the amount of controls on the transmitter and the receiver, the fact that you've probably got a spot between, the transmitter and receiver frequency, and the fact that you could have a modulator and the meter, it could get complicated. It could look like hobby communications, but we're glad they did this. And I remember talking to a lot of Demcos, so people weren't, I guess, shy about spending the extra money to actually get a nice looking station. And again, they're built well enough to be lasting into the 21st century. What was the microphone? I wanted to write it down, and I didn't write it down. When the microphone you're using with that is which one, over?
It's the amplified D104 desk mic. My favorite one. It's a black base with a chrome push-to-talk and grip, and chrome grill on the microphone head with a black, work. Yeah, the other interesting thing to note about the Dimco is it's the only radio I own that you turn it off and you can walk out of the room and come back, and on the transmitter there'll still be a little orange light glowing. It makes you think, man, did I turn that off or not? But it eventually does go dim, but boy, it takes a long time to die down.
That's the old, we made you look, didn't we? So that's probably a portent if you were able to, or ever to get into the radio and do some work to make sure that it is, it's been sitting for a while. You just charge anything that needs to be discharged, because it could be floating around in there. There are a lot of lights. The one let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending what you might have on that meter. Sounds good, good audio, nice, clear, good forward movement on the S meter, and from not being just down the street, it's well above the noise level tonight. This is a show radio for sure. When somebody comes in the shack, probably say, "Ooh, what's that one? What does that thing do?" Sounding good. Back to you for transmission, and thanks for getting us started off. A good choice.
Yeah, that's for sure. The shack being my living room. My parents came over last week, and my dad looked at me and goes, "Geez, it looks like you need about 3 more CB radios in here." But yeah, thanks for the time tonight for the Dimco satellite.
Indeed. I was looking at these rolling wire rack shelves. You can put wheels on them, and then you can actually add the racks. They usually come in 4, but you can buy extra racks for them and kind of make your size of shelf. And then they have a bottom for them, like a plastic bottom to keep, so you don't have the feet of the radio sitting in the little holes on the wire shelf. And I thought, well, that would be a perfect thing to have if you had a lot of radios. You could kind of line them up on the shelf. You had wheels, so you could sort of move them off into the corner out of the way, but they'd roll in when you needed, or if you wanted to move them to another room, I guess, and unplug everything. So I'm thinking about doing something like that here in the upcoming shack remodel. Maybe I'll be able to display some radios in the background here rather than whatever it is that I actually show, which I think is a window or something. Sounding good. Thanks for stopping by. And if you've got more, we've got space on the list. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radios Glowing in the Dark. We're listening for your radios after this.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
And somebody asked about the audio. The receive radio audio is coming directly out of the receiver through, and it's not a microphone in front of a speaker. It's coming out of an auxiliary jack that goes directly into the audio mixer. I don't think I'm doing an EQ roll-off. We are doing the Prism, the Gentner Prism. Let me go to this so you can see what it is. And that just, it helps the leveling, but it's across the board for 4 frequencies. So it's not really adding or subtracting anything. So what you hear, just it compresses it or levels it just a little bit for when it goes out to the audio stream. And then I use the Orban meter to kind of keep everybody, including myself, in that same level above or under full scale, so that when you're listening it back, it should sound correct. It should sound exactly what I'm hearing out of the speaker. And like I mentioned before, a lot of times I listen to the playback, and to me, the radios actually sound better than all this glorious audio microphone stuff. So that's a very good testament to how good these radios actually sound once they go through the loop and come out to you. The Old Tube Radio Network, we are listening for radio number 2.
1017.
1017, step up into the other air chair and take a transmission and tell me what you got, and I'll see if I can find a picture of it.
This is from the Allied Radio Corporation. It was called their CB Deluxe, and it is the C560 Citizens Band transceiver. They called it the Knight, and these were kits. You had to buy them in kit form, and you had to break out the soldering iron and assemble them yourself.
The Knight kit, hence the kit. The other famous kit, of course, Heath kit. There were a couple of other radios that you could do in kit form. I think the actual E.F. Johnson, it was the Viking or the Valiant, could be bought in a kit form, and that was a way to save some money. Sometimes you look at it and think like, well, didn't think like you were saving that much, but I guess in early dollars it was, and it's fun to build the kit. And if you were on a paper route or something, that extra $40 could be like the whole month or 2 months of waiting for the radio. So it would be get the kit and see what you can do. Okay, I've got 2. It's Knight and Allied. So I'm looking under Allied. I didn't find it, but under Knight, I can find it. So I'm going to pop it in while I'm jabbering here. Okay, there it is. So back to you. I think we got a picture of it. Over.
And this one, I believe, according to the catalogs, 65, 66, somewhere in that era, and it's in really good shape. It's a beautiful radio. Jerry and I had to do some work to it today, capacitors and clean relay contacts and the pins for the tubes and the crystals, but it's been running about 7 hours now, and it's still going. So, but it really is a nice radio to look at sitting here on the bench.
It has a very modern look for that time, considering what other radios look like with the 3 knobs, and it does look like a more deluxe radio. It gives you a possibility to receive all channels, but go to the crystal. It's got an automatic noise limiter, and there's some other items that I might not be able to detect. Over limiting or something, and there's another light. It has an S meter, which is always an extra couple of $20 back in the day, and looks pretty good. So I'm assuming that it got built correctly. Over.
Yeah, the guy was very meticulous. You can tell the way the wires were all laid out, and he did the little hand woven and tied into a knot, the little cotton strings that kept everything tied nice and neat. Yeah, it was a beautiful job on the assembly. The soldering is number 1. The guy knew how to solder. when you look under there and all the different things that have to be soldered, it's not like a circuit board, man. It's this goes to here and that goes to there, and I look under there and just amazed at how these guys put these things together and didn't put something on the wrong pin. I mean, it is pretty amazing how they did it. The little white amber light that you see to the right of the meter is your average modulation. You want to keep that right there. If the light to the left is a red light, and you want that to just start to flicker. If it comes on real bright, you know that you are over-modulating.
Very cool. That is a function I don't believe I have seen in any other radios. And I mentioned before, this may be, at least for me, the first time I can remember checking in this particular model of night kit. We have a couple that I think they were the 4 numbers, like the 24 and 96 models. But the C560 definitely looks deluxe. A question for you, is that from Richard, 78, is that a crystal-controlled transmit with a tunable receive on the night kit? Over.
Yeah, it's a 5-channel transmit. It also does crystal receive, or you can flip the switch and do a 23-channel tunable VFO.
Yeah, I see that. And when I saw the 2 dials, I thought, well, maybe this is a clone of a Regency or something, because they have the 2 dials. But it is definitely not. It's totally different. Sounds different. It's got the spot switch there, so you can spot up the receiver if you're in the tune position and not the crystal. So, I don't see a crystal socket on the front, or maybe I'm missing it. So is there a single crystal socket on the back, or is it you populate it from the inside on the receive crystals?
You flip the radio upside down. There is a little door with a screw. You unscrew, flip the door open, and you have access to all the crystals. There's another little door you flip open, and you have access to both the mains fuse. It's fused on the mains, and it's also fused on the heater circuit for the tubes, which I found interesting. And you can flip another door, and all your tuning or alignment adjustments are right there accessible, so you can put the radio on its side, flip that door open, and do all your alignment procedures from right there.
Nice. And then this is a kit, so when you're putting it together, you kind of know where the stuff is and what you can do. Very educational night, of course. I believe some people might even have, there was 2 meters, and I know they had some 6-meter radios as well. They probably had some kits. I don't think as a youthful radio person, I ever had a night kit catalog, when I'm sure they were there. I remember seeing the Lafayette catalogs and the Radio Shack catalogs, and even Sears catalog had E.F. Johnson clones in it, but never a night kit catalog. So that'd be fun to find one of those and see how they were competing, of course, with Heathkit and some other things. But they had some very, very nice radios. Okay, come on back, and I'll put on the upper sideband, lower sideband, and see where you're falling on the crystal.
Yeah, we started out today. We got it pretty close.
On frequency, and now it's been running for a number of hours.
I'm looking at the frequency counter. It's still pretty close. I'll hang a dead carrier for you. And it on my frequency counter, it's showing 27,085494849. So yeah, it's pretty close.
Indeed. When I get to the no carrier offset, and then I'll flop between upper and lower sideband so your audio sounds the same, my display is showing 27084.49. So that is still within the 700 cycle tolerance, and not bad for something that didn't come off the Amazon truck the other day. It's been around a while. Over.
Yeah, and that just shows that the gentleman or possibly gentle lady, that assembled this. They were craftsmen. They knew what they were doing. They took their time. I mean, the radio's still running today. It's still got fairly decent audio and pretty close on frequency, and it's a testament to whoever the person was that assembled the radio. I wish I could shake their hand.
Indeed. Went to the S-meter direct, putting in a good signal. You are not super close here, but close enough to be well over, almost in the 20 over. And there is forward movement. Looks good and sounds good. And like I said, a first one for me, I think the Night, K-N-I-G-H-T. And does it say, let me go to a close-up, do they call it a Night kit anywhere? I'm looking, there is Night. Oh, and there's a reflection right where it is. I think it just says Night, but it was, let me see if we got info. I wonder if you could buy them, sometimes you could buy them pre-built, but you were going to be paying an extra 30% or something. Not sure if Night did that or not, but sure sounds good. Interesting for the mid-'60s, interesting style, and I'm surprised we don't hear more of them.
Yeah, I thought this would be a really cool one to have, so we pursued it on eBay and got lucky there. Jerry's good with that eBay sniping. On the back of the radio, it just say kit number, blah 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 blah. So it does identify as a kit on the back of the radio.
All right, good stuff. It's a Night Charlie 560. I guess if you can find one in the box that hasn't been built, you'll have a fun time building it. If you can find one that has been built and it's built as good as that one, I wonder if they provided all the little, tie downs and instructed you on here's how to do it the right way. And if you weren't in a big hurry to get it done, you actually did do it the right way and learn something. Good audio. This is a player. Looks good. The Night C560. Back to you for transmission, and thanks for bringing it by, our radio number 2.
And boy, thanks for the platform to show off these old tube radios. And boy, the whole network that you've got going now, so everyone around the world can enjoy these radios is wow. Just awesome, Dennis. We sure appreciate it. So Jerry and I wish everyone 73s and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I know you're not going to be here next week, but we look forward to hearing you again the following week. And 77/1017, we'll be out here sandbagging for the rest of the radios.
Good deal. Okay, one question before you go. I missed the question here, and I don't know if it's enough light in the room. I'm not sure if the meter is lighted enough, but somebody asked if the S meter is working, and I guess, can you, how do we say it in CB radio? What am I hitting you with if the meter works?
The meter works, just beautifully. It has 2 little peanut bulbs that light it up. And the meter is actually manufactured by Lafayette. It says Lafayette on the meter, and all the Allied radios that have meters in them are Lafayette meters. It shows S units, and it also shows modulation, which is pretty unique. And you are 9 swinging to 10 plus when you're keyed up and transmitting.
Very nice. 9 pounds and even more with good modulation. And Bill, thanks. William said that Allied, they had stereo. Oh, that's right. Stereo amplifiers too. A lot like, or not Allied, but Night. Allied had that too. Night had stereo and amplifiers as well. The Allied radio catalog had them as well, and there's a 1966 and an online in a 1970. So I'll have to check that out, and you can find the price, what the price of this radio might have been. I think it's in kit form, so I bet it was reasonable. I'm going to say it was reasonable, like in the low $100 range, maybe even less. But this looks like a deluxe radio, so I'm thinking it had to be $129, $119. So I know some of the Night kits were $69 or $79, but I don't think this one was. It sounded good, and thanks for bringing it by.
And the retail price in the catalog was $89.99 out the door.
Wow, okay. Why weren't there more of these? That is a deal, considering the next step up is going to be about twice that. Maybe a little less for like a Johnson Whiteface, and then way, way more if you're into the trams, or about the same vintage of Demko that we just heard. So, you work your way up. So $89, you could get this during a summer on the paper route. Good deal. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Build your own radio. I would have been all over this. Alrighty, 73s. Thanks, Dennis.
You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Radio Magic.
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
We are listening for radio number 3.
14.
Hello, radio. The voice, the AM voice of Sangertown beaconing here in the Midtown Fresno, sounding good. I've got the number 3 spot reserved for you. Over.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, I thought you might have thought I was using Morse code there with the relay on this radio and my hair trigger on my microphone. This is the Robin T123 with the Magic Eye as well.
I will jump in, and I know I've got a good picture of that, thanks to Cliff once again. So it's, the 6RE13, I believe we're looking at the side of the tube, depending on how they want to make it vertical or horizontal in the radio. Nice audio. On either of the Robins, the 123, the 123B, which was the Panasonic 2 chassis, which I'm pretty sure was plate modulation. The 123, I'm not sure, but it always sounds good. Back to you for transmission.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've listened to this radio in the past, and I like the way it sounds too. I flipped the microphone over, and it is an amplified D104 desk mic. And the radio, I haven't ran it in a long time, and it fired right up here. And other than the microphone, the little thing you can push up to hold it down, I guess it was adjusted up quite a bit too high, and so it got my attention there in the beginning. But I just figured I would have a Magic Eye Tube radio tonight over here.
Gotta have that. We had a few during October into November. They're still happening. If you watch the video, I've turned off all of my. I have a lot of attenuation to keep the noise floor down. But I wanted to bring it up or get rid of it so you can see yourself approaching almost 10 over S9 on the radio. So now the signal is big, and so is the audio. Over.
The radio, the only thing that's goofy about it, has a very generous meter. It always starts out about S3 and jumps up, so you're hitting me pretty good. And Dennis, he has a great signal as well out here in Sanger. It's nice to listen to you guys because I can hear both of you great, and that's a lot better to get both ends of the show, not have to be jumping back and forth to the YouTube. So excellent conditions tonight, and you are making a good trip out here to Sanger.
Nice, and my antenna is still quite low. Dennis has a couple from which to choose. I think he's got a stealthy antenna that's a little bit higher for the long distance stuff, but mine is still pretty low. But if I can make that extra 20 or 30 feet, which I'll be working on, you'll probably be very amazed at how that will help the long distance and get over some local trees on the takeoff angle. The radio we are talking about, the Robin T123, can run 12 volt DC if you have the cord. 115 volt AC is what it would typically do. It's got 11 tubes There's 2 transistors, I think, that to help for some of the DC to DC conversion, and it does show up in the Sam's photo faxes ever you need to get in and work on one. It's a nice, I guess that's a green color on the case, and top of the line. There were a lot of these radios around, still working good. Back to you for another transmission. Thanks for Radio 3, Robin T123. If you can find one, get one, because they always sound good. Back to you.
Yeah, that made me laugh. The color of some of these radios is debatable. Harvey might argue that this radio is blue, and I might agree that it's green with you. So that's always a topic for discussion. But yeah, thanks for the time for the Robin T123.
Thanks for bringing it by. Your old tube radio network is listening.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR. Old Tube Radio.
the station for you is
OTR.
I'm still curious how we got that little 5-minute burst of Texas coming in, which is a strange place for skip to happen when the sun goes down. And we haven't heard anything on the approaching gray line from Hawaii or maybe something from Australia. So still thinking we might get surprised. I hope Dwayne or Mr. Nobody are setting by their radios because the band could open up at any moment. Yeah, let me check out the A and K. A's at 36. That's lower than it was. The K at 2. Of course, they're not calling for any good conditions here on the 10, 11 meter band. If you go lower, looks like things might be good. And the geomagnetic field has quieted down a bit, so we're on our way back to good stuff, I think. Let me bring up the DX map, and there's nothing. I don't even see one little speck of anything anywhere that might indicate that we are in for some conditions. That's usually the way they report it, but we'll be the first to know because we're actually out here. Something's coming alive out there.
Well, we hope we got most of these radios out there so we can talk on this one. Dennis, doggone it, I can barely see myself in the dark in here. It's getting kind of warm in this old radio room. I just wondering if I could check in my, from World Radio Labs, my Hustler radio.
You can do that. We'll put it down for Radio 4. I think you're on it now. Take another transmission, and I'll find the photo. Over.
Okay, well, doggone it, now we shed a little light on the system here, the project here. Doggone it, we were kind of working in the dark there for a little bit. Dennis, we got approximately about 7, maybe 8 tubes, unless something's in there I don't know about, but I'm pretty sure it's 7 tubes. We got a few knobs in the front here. We got your volume, your squelch, and of course, let me shed some more light up here on the top. Doggone it. You got to excuse me, I'm in the dark here a little bit. We got a spotter switch and a crystal switch. We also
I'll get it here sometime. I'll click on the right button.
Crystal socket.
I think your crystal is in the right socket because I can hear you on channel 11, and most all the tubes are functioning because it sounds good. Over.
Well, we made sure this time the mic was turned up. I know last week we were kind of talking in the dark there with the microphone just about off. Once in a while we get to dusting things up here, and I guess we move things. But anyway, I appreciate you letting me check this one in. It has a little 2-inch speaker on it, Dennis, maybe a 2x2. It has a carrying handle. It has a mic hanger on it, so you can hang your mic, which it has the original little blue mic. One of these days we'll hook it up there and try to keep it alive. I know it's a little bit on the quiet side. Maybe the old element on it is it might need a little freshening up.
Well, I don't know. What you got now is good. If we look at the original radio as out of the box, you can see, and you mentioned that it's a wired-in mic in the front. So you have a different microphone. So question is there now a plug or a jack on the front where you can plug something in? And then I guess would be the microphone that came out, the blue microphones. It just got wires hanging out, or can it be wired with whatever plug that mates with what's on the radio now? So you do an easy hot switch over.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's a little Cobra plug on here now. It was wired from underneath the radio. The original wiring setup came from underneath the radio. Harvey took and installed a Cobra plug there in the front, and we're running this Turner Plus 3 on that, and the blue mic has also got a Cobra plug on it.
Good deal. All right. Well, sometime we'll do the microphonium test, and we record everything, so you'd be able to listen to it back later. Here's another. Let me just note this before you go. That was a thing that was done typically in the early radios, the late 50s, early 60s, because the crystals themselves, this is before PLL shifts and synthesizing, where you're multiplying the frequencies, and you can use 13 crystals to get 24 channels. This still has you've got to be crystal control transmit, but you've got a 23 channel variable VFO tuner that saves you, of course, from buying at $3 a piece or $4 a piece times 22 all the crystals. So a way to save money. Was it the best way to receive things for selectivity, sensitivity? It's hard to tell, but this also, like many of the radios, has, and this is on the front, the Knight had the crystal sockets inside, but they gave you more than one. This has one in the front, so you could plug your crystal in the front, you put your switch to crystal receive, and then you're locked on. Don't have to worry about spotting and tuning. So a typical way to do it on the early radios, it saved you some money to not have to buy all the crystals at once. And with 7 tubes, here's another radio that was in a nice budget arena for that end of summer when you saved up your money to buy something over.
Yeah, I would imagine so. A guy could buy quite a few things with the money you probably saved on this one. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to it, and I think that's what makes it interesting. I like the crystal slot. I like it, and I'm always interested in trying something with it, but of course I've got to ask the old boss man, Harvey, make sure that I'm not doing something crazy, getting myself in trouble. But anyway, doggone it, Dennis, yeah, a guy would have saved $1 or $2. She's ready to install. If you had an old, metal dash in your car today, install. It's got its carrying handle, and it has its little mic hanger there for the mics and the screws. Yeah, everything's here to go, including the mic. So, doggone it, a guy could go right into putting it in the car and talking on it. Anyway, appreciate let me check this one in, Dennis. Like always, doggone it, I think we've got another one that's warmed up and ready to go.
Hey, perfect, Joe. Thank you. Speaking of Harvey, I think I just saw him heading out in the green room with a coiled cord dangling somewhere. So that always means he's probably ready with the radio. Looks good, sounds good. The World Radio Labs, WRL. You can do a search for that, and I think it'll come up with Leo Meyerson and the word globe. And the globe translated to some 7 or 11 meter radios, and also to a lot of very heavy and well thought about amateur radios as well. Some of the big iron 500 watts out of the box radios. Thank you, Joe, and we'll save you some space here before we sign off tonight for a few more radios.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR. Go ahead, sir. Over.
Good evening, Dennis, and all the SWLs. It is SWL 52 from the closet.
All right, you have returned from the land of sell me your radio or buy my radio. Sounding good. Good to see you out there this morning. And once I find my list of check-in things, we will make sure that happens. And there we go. Over.
Very good, Dennis. Yeah, the money that was in my wallet stayed in my wallet today, but that is okay. There are still other things that can be purchased at a later date, so we'll catch you later. Thanks, Dennis. SWL 52.
All right, thanks for stopping by. There was a nice but very, very non-functional, even just for parts it might have been good. It was I think it was a Viking Ranger and a couple of radios that had some nice rack handles that probably needed wheels. And I'm curious if John M.I. bought something that he only had 4 of or didn't need. But anyways, good to see everybody out there. And a good time was had by most. Over.
Roger, roger.
Let me say hello, radio, to, and he's trying to warm up by the big tube. We got a couple of tubes around here somewhere, but they don't put out a lot of heat. That's why I dress up and make sure my tie is extremely tight. 007 Extreme CB, and they're saying, we do have some 007 paraphernalia. Were you to be in the mud duck mode? So what is going on tonight? What's he doing? He's checking in from the transmitter in Jersey. All right, yeah, Jersey is, I don't have about the closest I can get for a weather report might be Belfast, Maine. That's not quite New Jersey. 32 degrees. All right, that's a little cold. So I would say stay by the tube. Over. You put a lot of stuff on my desk. What else have we got? We got you found the Browning Eagle. Here's something. You found the Browning Eagle Club pin that you pin it on. That's really nice. Remember the Browning Eagle Club. What else did you guys leave for me here? Got the Mud Duck. Old Radio Night. JT is probably gone, but Dirty Diaper and the gang there. Another CB.com. Where were all these things? Were they underneath? You said they're underneath all the other junk. All right, we're going to be cleaning things out here. And one more. And Harvey, somebody was trying to get in. Okay, this is an old. Check out Old Radio Night on Saturdays, Unit 21. Right before and during this program where we do the coast-to-coast link-up. OTR jingle singers are ready, are they not? Yes. And so stand by, and then we'll take a check-in or two.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? gentlemen, greetings to you, wherever you are. The friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
Thought Joe was going to do one more than I was going to do me.
Oh, thanks, Harvey. 60?
Yes, indeed. 6-0. I am here in the air chair. Go ahead, sir. You will be radio number 5. Over.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin, 123B. Doggone it, 11 tubes, and a heap of knobs, and a heap of channels, I should say. All 23 transmit receive, but a few extras in here, too.
When they started doing the synthesized crystals, and let's add, speaking of doing the math like we did before, let's add this to that. That's sort of how they did the VFOs too. You'd put a crystal and you're going to dial up your 7.3 or whatever the multiplier was, I guess. There's the green machine. It is definitely green, top of the line, runs hot as a pistol. The Magic Eye tube is gone, but there's plenty of other things to catch your attention. Over.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, it's just like reading an instrument panel from a jet. Doggone it. Yeah, a lot of good stuff on the front here. Also in the back, Dennis. Doggone it, we've got an meter adjustment in the back. That's kind of crazy when you kind of play with that. It has a big jack in the back for your PA speaker or your headphones. Good size jack, it's not a small one. And you can do your finding, your tuning, tweak and peak in the back if you prefer to do that. In the front here, you got an assortment of lights, Tex lights, RX lights. Oh, you got a model light on there. It just seems like every time you pull a switch or move a switch, you got a light.
That's good. You know it. You know where you're at. So have you gone through, and it doesn't have to be a big involved answer here, but have you gone through the magic switches there to see if you indeed have all 43 or all 40 channels on that from the 23 original? Over.
Well, we know we got the 23. And it starts at 26 with the flip of a switch. You drop down to 26. Then she jumps to 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 35. I don't have 28 and 33 for some reason or another. I don't know what's the deal on that, but those are the extra channels with the flip of a switch.
Well, yeah, I guess it gets you more than 23, and the most important thing is you can rotate the dial, then the 11 pops up, and that is what you need on a Saturday night to check in. You are radio number 5, the Robin T123 Bravo. Panasonic out of Japan manufactured that chassis for a lot of other manufacturers as well, but they're all the same. 11 tubes, 2 transistors, got the nice 12AX7 in the audio, and those were manufactured from 1972 to 1976 when the 40-channel rule happened and you couldn't sell. It was a bad thing to have a 23-channel radio on your shelf, so it's okay now. You're on the Old Tube Radio Network, and we appreciate it. Back to you for transmission, then we'll pick up Harvey, and then it'll probably be time to go bye-bye here. But thanks for bringing by the Robin. Over.
Well, thank you, Dennis, for what you do here on the net. It's always a pleasure. Bulldoggies didn't play, but we'll be looking forward to seeing them next week against Wyoming. And all them NFL lovers out there tomorrow. Sunday's a big day for football. 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. So gear up, fellas. Get ready. Thanks a whole lot there, Dennis. And I'll tell you what, they had everything on the radio, but they didn't put a switch for this heat from the top of this radio so we could kind of cool it down. Thanks a lot, Dennis.
And thank you. The tubes like the heat. They're okay with it. It's some of the other parts that might not fare as well. So thank you for bringing that by. That is what we do best. My job is just kind of sit here and not do much, and it's up to the radios to be part of the net for all of this. I am trying to keep my pocket protector from falling out of my pocket. Okay, no jingle singers. Let's get, because it's already 10 o'clock. Let's get right over to Harvey. Are you there? Over.
Roger. Okay. I'm on a buddy base, RC11B receiver, TX11B transmitter, amplified D104 microphonium. Okay, this is one of three. One of them is going back to Phil. These are Phil's. Already, I've done some TLC to it, and it's already done. It'll go back to him hopefully sometime next week. The other two are spoken for, and the transmitters are done, and the receivers need just a little TLC, but they're working. Anyway, the other radios that Phil still has for sale, he's got a Siltronics 1011C, a Siltronics 1011D, and there's one Siltronics frequency counter that could go with one of the two radios. Okay, there's a Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 and a Pierce Simpson Guardian 23B. Difference is the B has a little mic amplifier circuit board right off the inside of the mic plug. There's a UG8 microphone that'll go with one or the other radios. Okay, then there's an ICO Sentinel 12-channel ICO. Then there are, oh boy, 4 Hammerland 105 TRs. One stays with Phil. I don't have them here. All the other radios are at Phil's. The 3 Hammerlands, one is spoken for, so there are 2 left. Okay, then there's a Sonar Model E and a Sonar Model G. Then there's a Johnson Messenger 2 with tone alert. Okay, then there's a Utica TNC, which is a 6 or 8 channel radio. And then there is, where is it here? It's somewhere. Okay, this one was spoken for, now it's not. A Tram D201. Tram D201. And it's not the hand-wired one. It's the next one up. It's the 23-channel model. I have some prices for these. Anybody that's interested, contact me. Go through Dennis to get to me, etc., etc. And I think that's it, Dennis. Long buzzard. Oh, wait. Long buzzard key down. This is the buddy on the low side. It's doing approximately 7 or 8. Hello, swing to about 24. I can't do the high side because 2 of the parts were supposed to arrive today, and they're not here. What I can do is put the modulator on, Dennis.
All right, I have the meter. I've got the attenuator off. I was going to say, man, I can't imagine. I thought you already had it on. I can't imagine you would even need it, but maybe it'll overdrive it. We will see. And I've got a picture of the... and the Buddy Base, just for people not familiar, is a transmitter, receiver, and on-the-air lighted speaker. So it's 3 pieces. Back to you, I believe.
Okay. I've got the modulator on. Hello. All righty. Woo. This does okay. Around 100 to 200.
Yeah, it went to 20 over with my attenuator off. So what's the microphone you're using right now?
Amplified D104 turned up about a third.
Okay, you definitely don't need any more audio. It's got plenty of that. So you could probably get by with a straight. I would think you could get by with a straight D104. It's hard to say because the buddies always were good, and that is stock. It's not modified. I know some of the guys with the 6LF6 or something in there, and the tube didn't fit. But you could do. I think you had a pretty beefy power supply in that, so you could play around with things a little bit. But sure sounds good. Getting some good comments. I didn't check the frequency. I don't know if I need to do that, but sounds very loud and big signal. It does not need the modulator.
Okay. Hang on for a sec. And I can't tell the frequency. Modulator off. Okay. I'm going to try something here. Don't want to really do it. 27,085. I'm guessing 1 or 2.
Key up again quickly, over. Oops. Sorry about that. Go ahead and key up again.
27,085, and I'm guessing 1 or 2.
Yeah, it starts out right on frequency. And then it kind of walks its way up to 100, 100 up. So, but it's slow.
I know. I get a kick out of that. I think I have 2 other radios that go, and then are stable. Yeah. Anyway, I get a kick out of it, so I kind of like it. Anyway, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crystal receive channels, 23 channel tunable, 23 channel individual transmit crystals. It's got a calibrate, which is a spotter, RF gain control, which works, the squelch, which I believe I worked on this before for Phil. I disconnected it because it's the old squelch control which overheats. So who uses a squelch anyway? But and this barely drifts on receive. It drifts a tiny bit, not bad at all.
All right. I don't think on the Buddy bases they were noted like a Browning for super good receivers, but they're, you're hearing me and it works. So that's the good thing. And the other thing before you go, and we're looking right at it, the third box is a built-in speaker. It says on the air, and as that illuminates, or it should illuminate when you transmit, so it must be some way wired to the transmitter. And are there 2 speakers? Because I look at that on the air light is right in the middle of the box. So where is the speaker, and are there 2 of them?
1 speaker, and the on the air light is in front of the speaker. Comes around the side, and there's a bracket that holds it, and it's in front of the speaker. And the speaker with this box is pretty bassy. It's like full bodied, so you sound like professional.
Just hold the bottom piece down.
Okay, good. It's always glad radio can make me sound good. I like it more already. And we'll mark it down as radio number 6. Thanks for the big list of items. Hopefully we can get a few of them generated here locally, because we've heard them on the air before, and we'd like to keep hearing them on the air and distribute a little bit of old tube radio audio around the frequencies and the Universal Media Netweb. So thanks for bringing it by and reading the list.
Now, the high side, when I get it fixed the way I'd like it, this on the low side does, I think, 7 or 8, 6 or 7, whatever it is, up to about 22, 3, 4, something like that. The high side will dead key at about 23 or 4 and go to about 60 on this one. But I don't have the parts. They were supposed to be here yesterday, then they got delayed. Supposed to be here today, and I guess they're not here. So we'll see about tomorrow, then I'll get them put in. Alrighty, I like this. It's a nice little radio. Okay, turn it back to you. Oh wait, I got one more.
Got one more. I thought I was hearing some skip coming in there before we sign out. So I will work on my counting and mounting, and there is some more space on the radio list before we sign out the Old Tube Radio Network.
Oh, well, just check in my Golden Beagle. Make it real easy.
Wait, you got to that fast, over.
Well, it's pretty much always on in here, because I like it. Anyway, check in the Beagle, and that'll do it.
Having those radios back to back, boy, you can really tell the audio on the Buddy bass. It is just, I won't say it's excruciatingly loud, but it stands up. It definitely stands up to the Browning, and it even has a little bit more low frequency fidelity in there as well. So the Browning, as you know, the Browning is pretty much a brute. It's not much to look at, but it'll get the job done.
Roger, I'm not going to use the modulator on the Browning. Oh, by the way, the person that's getting this Buddy plans to run I think, a +3 desk mic. So that'll add a little bit more low tones to the audio output, which I think is going to be fantastic. But anyway, I'll let you go. Good show. Catch you not next week.
I don't think that's Skipland. Yeah, I will be out of the air chair. I'll make a little note on the tag for next Saturday, the 15th, because I'll be at a radio. I'll be doing radio, but won't actually be doing radio. But we're celebrating a 50th anniversary for a local station here, one of the first ones to go on the air that was non-commercial. So that'll take my air chair duties, but we'll be back. Will I be back? Yeah, I think I'll be back the week after that. So I know Thanksgiving is coming up as well, but I think I'll be in town for that.
Hope so. All right, I got to go back and rest. We'll see you.
All right, thanks for jumping out of wherever you were to give us the item of interest. The jingle singers are letting us know that our time here on the Old Tube Radio Network is coming to a close.
Tune to
OTR Channel 11
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
Current and final totals. I would never get my paperwork done here, but I think I have completed the item of interest. Thanks, everyone, for staying up late and joining us here on the live network. And maybe you're watching the replay to hear your radio or checking in because you searched the wrong thing and this came up. This is CB radio as it is in the 21st century, but as it was and how it's sounded back in the late 1950s and 1960s and 1970s. It was September, just a coincidence, but it was September 11th, 1958, when the FCC opened the 11-meter band or reassigned it or redesigned it, however you want to say that, for a Class D non-licensed 11-meter service. And they had you had to have call signs, and the call signs were different. They weren't the 3 letters and 4 numbers like they started out to be. They were actually started with a number. They were a long call, and at some point I think the FCC or somebody said, you're not supposed to start with a number like 2W1704. You're not supposed to start with the numbers. They went to the 3 letters and 4 numbers. I guess the mathematical combinations of will never run out. Little did they know there were going to be 5 million people buying radios, and some of them are still around, and we heard them tonight. On the shortwave listener side, week number 2 on the 8-week roster, we had 20 check-ins on page 1, 23 on page 2, 16 on page 3, and 18 on page 4 for a total of 77. And of course, you don't have to be on any piece of paper to stop by and check in, as many of you know, joining us at oldtuberadio.net or on the video side. Radios tonight, the most heard manufacturer, I believe, yes indeed, was the Robbins, but not by much. 7 radios total tonight, and a new one for me. The Demco CB1 satellite was not the new one, but that was our first radio of the evening. All the way from Sangertown, putting in a big signal, and when I don't attenuate the heck out of the incoming, well over 9 pounds and good modulation. It's even good modulation when it's S3. Radio number 2, thank you, Sean. Dennis and Mr. KW on the Knight C560, reconstructed or remodeled, maybe that's the right word, but brought back to radio life, and the new one for me. I don't think I have ever checked in a C560 in all my time. Nice radio, and it's sounding good. Hope you guys can check out the replay. For $89, somebody got their money's worth back on the day with that kit. Radio number 3, Sean on the Robin T123, making the Magic iTube work a little bit of overtime, but sounding good. The Hustler from World Radio Labs, our 4th radio, thanks to Joe. Also, radio number 5, he gave us the Robin, the later version, the T123B. That was their 23-channel radio up until 1976. The Buddy TX11B, RC11B, sort of on a test voyage, and nice and loud on that. The Buddies were always the stations that like to do modifications and just sound loud, just sound like... Back off a little bit. That's the Buddy bass for you, and they always sound like. I don't think there's a way to make them tiptoe through the tulips. Thanks, Harvey, for that, and the list, and also the R68, T68 Browning Golden Beagle. Get on the air wherever you are, however you want to do it. The bands are good if you're studying for your amateur radio license to start out. Now is a good time. The bands are still good. It takes a small piece of 17 feet of wire to make an antenna for this band, or 10 meters, so it doesn't cost much, and you might have a radio ready to go already. If you're doing an upgrade, we'll look for you on the bands, maybe on some 10-meter AM or down on 40 meters or whatever. But in the meantime, we're glad to be here on a Saturday evening talking to the Tube Radios. Again, I will be out of the air chair next week. I'm not sure. Sometimes I will put up the audio at oldtuberadio.net because I don't need to be here for people to talk on the radio. So I encourage people to stop by and fire up their tube radios and have a nice chat from whatever time you want to start to whatever time you want to end. And if I can grab the audio, won't have a video, but if I can grab the audio, I might leave that up so people can hear what is going on and leave some comments. 73, everybody. We will catch you next time on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Good show, Dennis.
Indeed. Boy, the Buddy Bass is a loud talker.
Yep, it is. I had wanted one for like 20 years, and then all of a sudden, I saw one. Then I saw another one, and then half the people at Red Monkeys saw them, and then they ended up around here. Phil ends up with 3. I think Paul up in the mountains has 2.
Yeah, one of those, or a couple of those might have been from Everett's collection, and then I remember back in L.A. when, in the 70s when I was on, there was a station that had, there was 2 of them, but there was one station, the guy's handle was Springs, and he was notorious for this, his Buddy Bass. And then when I came up here and finally hooked my radio up after about 10 years, who do I hear on Channel 17 on his Buddy Bass but Springs? I don't know if he's around anymore, but I fell off my air chair.
I hope you didn't hurt yourself. Okay, let you go. Take care. Thank you.
All right, catch you in a little while. I'm probably going to be doing some remodeling in the Radio Shack here, so I may have all of the radios down on all bands. Maybe, no, I'm probably going to have everything down for a while. Hopefully I will be able to get it back up and have it operational.
Alrighty, see ya.
Hey, hello, radio. I'm still here. The Old Tube Radio Network. We have been here on Saturday evenings for 8 to 10 o'clock, 8 to 11 o'clock for almost 40 years. And the best way to join in is exactly what you just did, is key up the microphone and take a transmission. Our original goal was to talk to and with and encourage people, if they actually had a tube radio sitting by, because solid state was all the rage, to bring it out at least once a night, like an old car. You've been to the car shows at the hamburger stand where you bring the car out. So that was the encouragement here for the radios. We are also online when the net is up at oldtuberadio.net, and oldtuberadio.com is another good way. If you have trouble hearing the radios or something, you can hear them a lot better jumping in on those 2 sites. And you certainly don't have to have a number or a radio to jump in and ask a question and all of that. So that's the skinny on the Old Tube Radio Network. Over. Well, the easiest thing would be to find yourself a tube radio, and there are some for sale. We had a couple tonight. You do through eBay or garage sales, or maybe, Uncle Joe has got something in the garage. It's like, yeah, I was back in CB 40 years ago, and I've got the radio that's still sitting there. So if you can find a tube radio, and then when we're on Saturdays and we get to the tube radio section, you'll just break for OTR, and we'll chat with you and maybe get a picture of the radio up and log it in on the list forever. Over.
So, can I ask this one more time? What's it take to get on this particular channel and talk to people like you without having a just daunting question of going to a swap meet?
Oh, well, you do just what you did. If we're doing the net, and that only happens on a Saturday, so you can come out any time. During the day is going to be a little bit tough because you're going to hear a lot of people talking, but they are going to be hundreds and thousands of miles away, and they're all talking at the same time, so it's going to be hard to have a conversation. So your best bet, come out here at night like you are now when the channel is clear. And if you got a 23 or 40 channel radio, you might have to dial around because there's not a lot of people on, and find a channel where there's someone locally talking, whether it's on AM or if you have sideband. Channel 38 has some local activity. So that's the best way to do it. Come out when the sun goes down, the channel clears up, and you should. There aren't many, but you might find some people that are out there listening. Over.
So, okay. I'll ask you one more time. What does it take to talk to somebody on this air channel other than the repeated commercial you keep giving me?
Well, I think you faded out a bit. You said something about commercial. This is the CB, so it's not a commercial style radio. You don't need license. It's not GMRS or FMRS. It's a citizen band radio. So the question you're asking, you have answered because you're doing it. You get out, and when you hear someone on the air, if they can hear you, you ask them questions or whatever you want, and you are actually out there chatting, just like we're doing now. Over.
Talk to somebody on the radio on this channel, and they keep giving you the same commercial over and over again.
Right. Well, what might happen is the other issue could be if your signal isn't super strong or you're far away from the station that you're listening to, they might not be able to hear you because of local noise in their area. And then if they're in a conversation, sometimes you either have to wait until there's a break, because when you hear someone talking, if you try and catch them at that time, they're not going to be able to hear you because of the way the radio is. It's two-way radio, but it's really one way, and then you get to talk, and then one way. So maybe two-way is a misnomer. But once there's a clear frequency and you don't hear anyone talking, that's the best time to jump in.
Somebody that's not over talking somebody that's trying to talk to you at the same time, and hexagoning at the same time without questions, and ask you some questions. What is the best way to talk to you people on this channel without questions, or having to do a break of any way, shape, or form of any kind? Think about it. It's not hard. All right?
Yeah, absolutely, and you have proved the answer, because gosh, we've been talking 5 minutes now, and that's what happened. When the channel is busy, a lot of activity. It's like a traffic intersection. It's like, what's the best way to get across the intersection? Well, you can just ignore the red light, I suppose, and drive right into the intersection, and you might get lucky and make it through. But more likely you're going to kind of end up crashing with the cars and not getting through. And the radio's the same way. It's like there's an intersection and there's traffic going through that intersection. You're saying, well, I'm waiting for the light to change. I'd like to get in through that intersection. So just like the traffic, the best way is wait for the other traffic to stop, and you get the green light just like you did, and then you can get through and have the conversation. So you've got it down 100% over.
What is the best way to talk to you on this radio without having to break the channel? And what I get is something from you is that I just get the whole channel, and it's everything. This guy running the red lights and all the traffic and like that stuff. And man, hello, how you doing there? Can you understand that? What's your handle? Mine is 571 Football. How you doing? You got it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best way. I guess the problem is this day at 2025, if you go back 40 years, there was probably 250 people on the radio here in the Central Valley. You can go to any channel at any time. There'd be a conversation going on. Easy to break in and say hello radio and do exactly what you just did, introduce yourself. But here at 2025, it's slim pickings, let me tell you, to find somebody on the radio. Over.
Well, I found you on the radio, so over.
Yeah, because it's the Old Tube Radio Network. It's a gathering that we do every Saturday evening. We've got a directed roll call net where we have a set of numbers we call out and stations we talk to, and people can break in and say hi. Then we talk to the radios. Radios check in. We put them down on the list. It's an item that you can go back. You can actually go back and watch it again if you go to oldtuberadio.net. And then when the frequency is clear, when we clear out around 10 o'clock, the channel opens up to any and all conversations like we're having now. Over.
This is what I'm trying to do right now, talk to you over on the channel. And I didn't know I was breaking into a net at the same time, and you were telling me all about this net, that I don't know about this net, so I just asked the question, what does it take to get into this channel? And you said, everything around everything, I couldn't get into it, but I'm still asking, what does it take to get into this channel? Over.
Well, first you got to have a radio and an antenna, which you do, and then the ability to find actually another station to talk to, because you can be out there with no one to talk to and you're actually on, but it's like, how do you know, right? How do you know you're talking to anybody? How do you know if the tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? If you key up your CB radio on channel 11 on Saturday evening, is there anybody out there to talk to? Anyway, I'm just curious, are you in the Fresno, Clovis, Madera, Kerman area? Over.
I'm talking to somebody, yeah. So what does it take to get into this channel? Breaker channel 11, I want to talk to somebody on channel 11. You are a breaker and I want to talk to you. Hello, how are you doing?
All right, well, you've got the format down. I would probably not be as articulate as that trying to break in. So join us next time when you hear the Old Tube Radio Network. And in the meantime, with the radio you've got, I'm sure there will be many frequencies, channels, and conversations from which to choose. Over.
Yeah, back. How about it, Breaker? Talk to me. I'm running, man. I don't know where you are. Come on, talk to me. There you go. We're not gonna rip your radios, man. Fucking don't be stupid. Stay hiding. It's okay. You're not going anywhere. You don't have to pull your shit down. It's gonna be like this, man. We're just track you on that, so don't worry about it. Amateur, Mary, she's okay. Cool as fuck, man. One of your friends. Alright. You want to come in and clean it out? I'll call some friends of mine. We'll come in and clean it out. Hey, that. I'll start doing a little big power. I'm always doing the truck.